Allon's business is developing and commercializing high-potential central nervous system drugs. Our lead program, Divunitide, has showed a statistically significant impact on working memory and short-term memory, a significant impact on activities of daily living, and also a significant impact on a biomarker of brain cell health and function. We see potential in large markets like Alzheimer's disease and Parkinson's disease and schizophrenia cognition. But we're moving forward for our first approval in an orphan indication called progressive supranuclear palsy, or PSP. The difference with PSP is that, first of all of these patients have just the tau pathology on which our drug appears to work. So it's as close as you can come to a truly homogeneous population. Secondly, they decline very rapidly. Sadly, the average time from diagnosis to death is a little bit better than 3 years. Third, there is no efficacious therapy for these patients whatsoever. There is, however, a validated rating scale that measures clinically relevant outcomes. So from our perspective, if you put all those things together, a homogeneous population that declines rapidly, for which there's no effective therapy, but there is a valid rating scale measuring clinically relevant outcomes, it has the potential to meet all of the FDA criteria for what's called single study approval. That means the study we're enrolling now may well be the last one we need to run before we ask the FDA and other regulators to approve this drug. Given all of that, the regulatory strategy for Divunitide in PSP is very important. That's why we actively engaged the regulators. We asked the FDA for what's called a Special Protocol Assessment, or an SPA. We have it now. The SPA basically is the FDA acknowledging that the data we collect from this study can be used to ask for approval in this indication. We also have orphan drug designation in the US and the EU, and fast track designation in the US. In addition to potentially helping patients and their families who are suffering with this terrible disease, it's also a very large commercial market. We've done very detailed analysis in the US and the EU, and our most conservative estimates tell us that the market total is about $700 million. We intend to be the first and dominant player in that market.